morning and welcome in to the WRMN 10 o'clock news. I'm Dennis Green. It is Monday, October 6th, sitting currently at 73 degrees here in the Fox River Valley. Storms on the way, but we'll still hit that high of 82. Low of 56 as we walk over to tomorrow, where we've got some cloud coverage, but 66 ends up being our high over there. Low of 44. Wednesday, same cloud cover, but a high of 65 and a low of 41. Thursday, the sun returns, but we only get one more degree from Wednesday, leaving us with a high of 66. Thanks for following us over here for WRMN. Don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you are and you find us, whether that be social media or YouTube. You can find us online at WRMN1410.com. And thanks for listening on WRMN 1410 AM. Coming up today, Schaumburg has an open house for a public safety. Hanover Township earns an award. And a food truck was engulfed in flames on I-90. But here's the lottery drawing for Sunday, October 8th. Remember, you have 1 year to claim. Good luck. Midday pick 3, 4, 7, 5 with an 8 on the end. Midday pick 4, 7, 1, 8, 9 with a 5. Evening pick 3, 2, 6, 9 with a 5 on the end. And evening pick 4, 8, 9, 3, 8, 4. Midday lucky for Sunday, October 5th came in at 1, 10, 20, 23, 42. And the evening lucky came in at 2, 3, 17, 30, and 32. Good luck out there. The Kennedy Expressway lanes are back to normal for this morning's rush. This comes from the Chicago Sun-Times. The express lanes on the Kennedy Expressway are set to return to normal for Monday's morning rush, offering relief to inbound commuters for the first time since lanes were made outbound only in the spring for construction. An announcement by the Illinois Department of Transportation follows the reopening of all outbound Kennedy lanes on Sunday as construction crews wrap up the final days of the 3-year expressway overhaul. But construction work will continue through late October on several outbound ramps. The Wilson Avenue exit ramp is set to close tonight for an estimated 2 weeks. The currently closed outbound Kennedy ramp to Division Street should reopen in mid-October. The Ontario Street feeder ramp to the outbound Kennedy will be shut down in the next week or two. State officials say they are on track to finish the expressway construction weeks before a Thanksgiving Day deadline. Work also will continue through next summer on the Ohio Street and Ontario Street ramps for an unrelated project, according to the Transportation Department. 2 lanes are open in each direction between Orleans Street and the Kennedy. Over on I-90, a food truck was engulfed by flames. A food truck caught fire Sunday morning on westbound I-90 near Hoffman Estates, forcing authorities to close the interstate lanes for more than 1 hour, Illinois State Police said. Officials said state troopers responded at 9:40 a.m. to a report of a vehicle fire, located the truck fully engulfed in flames on the right shoulder of the interstate near Russell Road. All lanes were closed while fire crews extinguished the blaze. After the fire was put out, the vehicle was towed from the roadway, and all lanes were reopened at 11:04 a.m., State Police reported. Authorities did not provide information on injuries or whether citations were used. You're listening to the WRMN 10 o'clock news. Don't forget to check out and support some of your local publications and news aggregates like the Daily Herald. Go to thedailyherald.com or the Chicago Sun-Times. You've also got Shaw Local in your corner, making sure that you are up to date. This is the WRMN Morning Show. 10 o'clock news. Thank you for being here.
When disaster strikes, flood or fire, every second counts. At Emergency Construction Group, they specialize in immediate response and same-day service for any residential, commercial, or industrial emergency across the Chicagoland area. With over 30 years of experience, they've got the expertise, manpower, and equipment to handle any size loss fast. They follow strict IICRC guidelines to restore your property the right way, the first time. Their team values transparency, constant communication, and strong ethical standards because your peace of mind matters. Licensed, bonded, and insured, they're here for you 24/7, 365 days a year. Call 855-4ECG now. That's 855-432-4669. Or visit their website at emergencyconstructiongroup.com and let Emergency Construction Group put your life back together one step at a time. That's Emergency Construction Group. Your satisfaction is their passion.
Does your car need a shine? At Britain's Touchless Car Wash, they make it quick, easy, and spotless every time. And they're open 24/7 for your convenience. Right now, get a free car wash just for joining their text club. Text BRITT to 30400 and enjoy a free car wash. Visit Britain's Touchless Car Wash at 1923 Larkin Avenue in Elgin or at 555 Willow in West Dundee. Britain's, caring for your car while caring for our community.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
To the WRMN Morning Show, 10 o'clock news. I'm Dennis Green. It's Monday for all of us, ladies and gentlemen, and it's currently 74 degrees outside. The storms are coming, but we're still going to get that high of 82. My estimate is the over or under for the temperature at the end of the show. Matt, who's driving the show for me today, I think the over or under for it is going to be 76. If we're gonna get those extra degrees here. So let's head on over to the Great Prairie Trail Walk. They were fighting hunger one step at a time. This is by the Daily Herald, written by Charles Keishon. A crowd of nearly 100 stepped in the fight against hunger Sunday by taking part in the Great Prairie Trail Crop Hunger Walk in Lombard. The annual event raises money to support organizations that help keep food on the table for people in need, including the Outreach House in Lombard, Principal Disciple Food Pantry in Villa Park, United Community Concerns Association Mobile Markets in Elmhurst, Community Table in Lombard, and Full for the Soul Food Pantry in Addison. Events coordinator Hester Burry said organizers hope to raise $25,000 this year. Burry said, "I'm thrilled with the weather as long as everybody keeps hydrated with the turnout. This is great. We're well on our way." An Elgin man gets 6 years in prison for his 6th DUI. An Elgin man arrested last year on allegations he was driving with blood alcohol level nearly 4 times the legal limit was sentenced to 6 years in prison after pleading guilty to his 6th DUI offense. Fernando Sanchez Rivera, 58, must serve half his prison term, followed by 18 months of mandatory supervised release, according to a judgment order in McHenry County Court. Authorities said that when arrested along Route 120 in McHenry, Sanchez Rivera was driving with revoked license and with a blood alcohol concentration of 0.314. The legal limit is 0.08. He initially was charged with 2 counts of aggravated DUI, Class 10 felonies, as well as additional counts of DUI and driving while his license was revoked, according to McHenry County court records. Authorities said Sanchez Rivera committed 5 past DUI offenses in Kane County, including in 1991, 2002, 2008, and 2 in 2006. We head on over to the suburbs. The Schaumburg Public Safety Open House will take place from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Saturday, October 11th at Fire Station 51. That's at 950 West Schaumburg Road and nearby police station at 1000 West Schaumburg Road. This free, family-friendly event includes live fire sprinkler and vehicle demonstrations, police department tours, bicycle safety inspections, blood pressure checks, and stroke assessment with Ascension Health and other activities. The event also includes a bake sale benefiting the Shop with a Cop program, as well as informational booths, games, and giveaways. For more information, visit schaumburg.com/police events. There was a serious crash on I-94. A woman suffered injuries when her car collided with a truck Saturday on I-94 in North Lake County, Illinois State Police said. Police said the woman was eastbound on the highway near Wadsworth at approximately 5:02 p.m. when her silver Chevrolet Equinox struck a blue Kenworth truck. Police said the woman was extracted from the vehicle and rushed to a hospital. Police said lanes were closed for investigation, but have since been reopened. The crash remains under investigation. Thank you for listening here on the WRMN 10 o'clock news. It's always good to have everybody over here. Don't forget to head on over to the Daily Herald or Shaw Local for all of your local news. Des Plaines is slated to spend $1.1 million for a long vacant restaurant building in the downtown area. The proposed deal for the former Leona's building at 1504 Minor Street comes more than a year after the council voted to pursue a forcible purchase of the property. Rather than condemning the site and forcing the owner to sell, however, city officials negotiated and reached a deal. City Council could approve the purchase when it meets Monday night. The 4,400 square foot building is at the Minor Street entrance to the Metropolitan Square development in the First Ward. It's been unused since Leona's, known for the pizza and other Italian fare, closed in 2017. The property is a short walk from City Hall, the Des Plaines Theater, and other restaurants and businesses in an area officials have been trying to revitalize for years. Mayor Andrew Gostkowski on Friday called it a key piece of that redevelopment plan. City officials tried to buy the building from the owners, members of the Karzazis family, a few years ago, but the negotiations were fruitless. In 2023, the council gave the family additional time to find a tenant, But that didn't happen either. The council voted to pursue condemnation in 2024. Negotiations resumed, however, and eventually a sale price was reached. Whether the city remodels the building and leaves it to a tenant or sells it outright to a restaurateur will be the subject of future discussions. The mayor says the goal is to get the property up and running again as a destination. We have to see what the best plan is for that particular site. He noted the city is acquiring the building at the time the Chicago Bears are planning to build a new stadium in Arlington Heights. Both communities are served by the same Metra commuter train line, and the former Leona's building is across Minor Street from Des Plaines' downtown train station. Monday's council meeting is scheduled for 7 p.m. at City Hall, 1420 Minor Street. It will be open to the public and live streamed at DesPlainesIL.gov. When we come back, we've got more about a municipal flag with a new design to fly soon in Wheeling. And also, Huntley backs out of a stop on the Chicago to Rockford Trail Line. You're listening to the WRMN 10 o'clock news. I'm Dennis Green. Come right back after this.
Here on WRMN AM 1410, we like to keep you informed and in tune to what's happening here in the Fox River Valley and what's going on here on WRMN. We recognize the importance of local radio to be a part of the conversation and to be a part of the community for the community.
You know, we talked about the importance of community theater, but supporting community radio is a big deal too. And, you know, for WRMN, this is a really cool thing that you guys do every day, and a really important thing. You have to have a local media outlet to talk about what's going on in your town. So you guys do a nice job.
Tune in to AM 1410, WRMN. Don't forget, you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/WRMN Radio. Keep in tune and informed on what's happening here in the Fox River Valley, right here on WRMN.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Clutter happens, but junk doesn't have to weigh you down. At the Junk Luggers, we're your full-service junk removal and hauling pros, tackling everything from single-item pickups to major cleanouts. We handle the heavy lifting, and with our commitment to the green way, we rehome and recycle to keep your unwanted items out of landfills. So, whether you're clearing out the garage, downsizing, or saying goodbye to old furniture, we make the process eco-friendly and easy. Call 1-800-LUG-JUNK or visit junkluggers.com today. Let's save your space and the planet together.
To the WRMN 10 o'clock news. A redesigned municipal flag soon will fly at Wheeling Village Hall and elsewhere in town, depicting a red 8-spoked wheel over a red and white background. The flag replaces a predominantly green and yellow design featuring Illinois that has been used for more than 50 years. The village manager, John Sandopoulos, said in a memo, "The time has come to adopt an updated flag that better represents Wheeling's current image and incorporates the rebranding the village has implemented over the past several years. Village staffers have developed a new flag with Cook County Commissioner Scott Brenton, an amateur vexillologist. and a professional graphic designer. Making a wheel the central element was important, Sondopoulos said. So was incorporating colors from the village logo, which appears on official documents, roadside banners, signs, and elsewhere. The parts of the wheel represent milestones in Wheeling's history and elements of life in town, including its first settlement, its incorporation in 1894, the Chicago Executive Airport, and the community's diversity. Even the colors in the background are symbolic. The horizontal red bars represent unobstructed travel and transit on roads, rail, and airport runways, Sondopoulos said, as well as the village's cherished past and prosperous future. And unlike its current flag, the new one features no writing, which is one of the North American Vexillologies Association key rules of good flag design. More information about the redesign can be found on the village's website at wheelingil.gov. Head on over to thedailyherald.com and see a fantastic picture of it. Right there, Wheeling's official municipal flag, soon to have the new design. Huntley backs out of a stop on the Chicago to Rockford rail line is what we are going to discuss when we come back. Don't forget to head over to WRMN1410.com for more information about the station here. You're able to listen to the live stream directly on whatever device you are using to scroll that website. You can also head on over to youtube.com, where a couple of you are already sitting over there, and you are able to watch the Studio 14 live streams right here. We put most of our live streams up on YouTube. It's a great place to follow, and subscriptions are free. If you want to reach out to us, remember that our text line, 505-926-1410, is open 24 hours a day. That's right, the text line for WRMN, 505-926-1410. Is the text line. Send us any of the breaking news that you see out there in the world, or if there is a link or a yard sale that you just have to share, 505-926-1410 is the place to go. When we come back, we'll discuss Huntley backing out of a stop to Chicago to Rockford rail line, and surveys show residents want more indoor space when new development comes around. Stick around for more WRMN 10 o'clock news. I'm Dennis Green. We'll be right back after this.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
This update brought to you by Progressive.
One person was injured when two wave runners crashed on the Fox River in Fox River Grove Tuesday. The collision happened around 5 p.m. Tuesday in the 8700 block of Garner Road in Fox River Grove when the personal watercraft crashed at an area where the river bends. One male was taken to the hospital with injuries that are not considered life-threatening, and the other person involved in the collision refused medical transport. Emergency crews have stopped searching for a person who was reported missing and who was possibly in the Fox River, according to authorities. It is believed an initial report made to authorities may have been based on a mistaken observation, according to a post on the Carpentersville Police Department Facebook page. The Carpentersville Fire and Police Departments initially responded to the area of Kings and Williams Roads around 6:05 p.m. Tuesday, where a search began of the area. On Wednesday, authorities announced search teams had stopped further rescue and recovery efforts regarding the reported person missing in the water. Students, staff, and visitors who drive electric vehicles will now be able to charge them while at Batavia High School. 4 new Level 3 chargers are available for public use at the high school, located at 1201 Main Street, also known as superchargers. The Level 3 categorization indicates that they're the fastest and most powerful type of EV charger, capable of fully recharging a car's battery in under an hour. The Aurora Pooch Parade will show off dogs of all shapes and sizes for the 7th annual event on Sunday, this time at a new location. Pups will parade at Wilder Park, located at 350 North River Street, starting at 11 a.m. The location is more central than Phillips Park, where the parade was previously held, according to officials. More than 125 dogs will participate in the parade and compete for the titles Biggest Dog, Smallest Dog, Best Costume, Twinsies, Most Energetic, and Fan Favorite. Aurora Animal Care and Control will be on site to provide free microchipping and take donations for dog and cat food, toys, and treats.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE, SIPC.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your RV wins.
What, are you going to take the RV to the mountains or go pick up your dry cleaning? RV wins! Are we cleaning the gutters or taking the RV camping? RV wins! Are we getting a new passport or cruising up the coast? RV wins!
Don't forget, you got that trip to Sweden coming up.
Oh, yeah, passport, then RV.
With Progressive, you can bundle your RV with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings in your RV. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates, other insurers, not available in all states and situations.
Are you dreaming of a getaway? Want to leave the stress of daily life behind? Whether it's a relaxing cruise or an adventurous land escape, planning the perfect vacation doesn't have to be a hassle. At Cruises International, they specialize in vacation destinations, land and sea, making your dreams come true. Located at 1721 Moon Lake Boulevard in Hoffman Estates, Cruises International isn't just about booking travel. They're your personal concierge, trusted travel advisor, and advocate. Your preferences are unique, and they'll take the time to understand exactly what you're looking for. From personalized service to their global network of specialists, they ensure that your vacation is tailor-made just for you. It's time to plan the vacation of a lifetime. Call 800-255-7447. That's 800-255-7447 today and speak to a cruise and vacation expert. Cruises International. It's time to set sail to your dream destination.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Today, partly sunny with a high near 82. Showers and thunderstorms likely with gusts up to 25 miles per hour. This afternoon, a slight chance of rain showers between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. Tonight, cloudy with a low around 56. Temperatures rising to around 58 overnight. Currently, it is 71 and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
To the WRMN 10 o'clock news. We go now to Shaw Local. Claire O'Brien wrote a piece on Huntley backs out of stop on Chicago to Rockford rail line. Huntley will no longer have a stop on the planned Chicago to Rockford passenger rail line because the village has backed out. Huntley was slated to be one of 3 stops on the route in between the 2 termination points along with Elgin and Belvedere. Village manager Dave Johnson said Friday that Huntley has notified the Illinois Department of Transportation which is in charge of the project, that the village isn't interested in having a station because of concerns about how the stop might affect its downtown, especially with regard to traffic and parking. Uncertainty with ridership numbers, the village financial commitments also factored in, Johnson said. Ridership numbers for Huntley were estimated to be between 200 and 300 per day in 2045, according to the Chicago to Rockford Rail website. Johnson said the village notified IDOT 2 weeks ago that it was backing out. The public information meeting that had been scheduled for Huntley this week about the train station was canceled. Huntley still appears as a stop online information about the planned intercity rail line, which say it's expected to debut in 2027. An IDOT spokesperson confirmed Huntley was informed the agency no longer wanted the trail station. IDOT spokesperson Guy Tridgell said, "Service to Rockford will not be impacted. We anticipate construction beginning in 2026, with trains tentative to start running by the end of 2027. There had been discussions in town about where the new train station might go, although they did not generally center on the downtown area. But the reasons Johnson gave for Huntley backing out were issues that village officials had brought up about the station. City officials in Marengo have expressed interest in having a stop on the new passenger line there. To read more, be sure to go to Shaw Local News for more information. We head back over to the Park District of Naperville. A $135 million question, and I think it revolves around space. The Naperville Park District opened its first large-scale community activity center less than a decade ago with basketball courts, gymnastics space, and fitness center, and a walking, jogging track all under one roof. The Fort Hill Activity Center is just that, a beehive of activity. Last year alone, the youth gymnastics program at Fort Hill had over 1,000 participants on wait lists. And Naperville itself has been growing. The U.S. Census Bureau estimates released earlier this year had Naperville topping Joliet as the third largest municipality in the state. Executive Director Brad Wilson said there's a number of programs offered by the Park District for indoor recreation where we're seeing capacity challenges, and we're not able to meet the demand from the community right now. With resident surveys consistently showing a desire for more indoor rec space, the Park District has proposed a new activity center on the south side of Naperville, an area of growth. But to make the project a reality, the district would need to seek voter approval to borrow money for the construction. A potential March ballot question would ask voters to authorize the district to issue $135 million in bonds to build the activity center at the Frontier Sports Complex, as well as complete major improvements to various parks, acquire some additional land and install refrigerated outdoor ice rinks. The referendum proposal also would have the Park District making a splash. The conceptual plan for the new building includes 3 types of indoor pools. The district only operates a seasonal swimming facility at Centennial Beach. Andrea Coates, the agency recreation and facilities director, said, "So we rely completely on the high schools for pool space, and unfortunately, they have high demand with their own program, so there's limited availability there." Diving into the proposal, through the years, an indoor park district swimming pool has been perennially floated in Naperville. Wilson said, "We've actually seen reference to indoor aquatics and that conversation dating back to the 1970s with the park district. In recent years, several facilities with indoor pools closed. The Kohler Family YMCA, a fitness center on the main Edward Hospital campus, and an LA Fitness. Officials saw by Wilson, quote, a surge in just the number of residents reaching out to the park district and an interest in the park districts working to address indoor aquatics. The ground floor of the new building would offer an 8-lane by 25-yard lap pool, an activity pool with a family-friendly water slide, play features, and 3 additional lap lanes, and a warm water therapy pool that could serve water fitness programs and people with special needs. Wilson said, "We want to propose it to residents, gather additional feedback, and see if it's something that the community would look to support. The Park District is holding a series of open houses this month. The next event is October 11th at the South Main Entrance facility on the possible projects and funding requests. A public opinion mail survey will also be sent to all registered voter households in the district later this fall. If the question is placed on the ballot, the voters approve it, the owner of a $500,000 home would pay an estimated $139 more a year in property taxes to the Park District. The estimate is based on debt financing with a term of up to 20 years and the homeowner being eligible for a homestead exemption. The district was able to complete the construction of Fort Hill on the north side of town using non-referendum funding. But since then, Wilson said, overall capital costs for not only building facilities, but maintaining facilities, parks, playgrounds, so on, has increased significantly. Programs at Fort Hill, meanwhile, are in high demand. Wilson said, we have over 9,500 members that are participating in fitness at Fort Hill, and many of our group exercise classes, especially during the colder months in the fall, winter, and spring, still fill to capacity and have wait lists as well. The property at Frontier Sports Complex was chosen as the site of the proposed new building because the district already owns it. And there's been, by Wilson, significant growth in South Naperville over the last several years, with some larger subdivisions being built there. It was also master planned as a potential site for an indoor recreation space that would complement the 95th Street Library and the Neuqua Valley High School campus and other park amenities. The concept calls for roughly 138,000 square foot building that would also house additional gymnasium space, a fitness center, an indoor playground, and a walking jogging track. One of the other significant projects under the plan, improvements at Country Lakes Park. The district proposes expanded trails, a lighted cricket field, 6 pickleball courts, a sand volleyball court, a renovated basketball area, new shelters, and a permanent restroom building, the parking lot, and connection to the traffic signal in North Aurora Road. Nike Sports Complex would also get a renovated playground and a new water play area, a new shade shelter near the existing cricket field, and upgraded ball fields with synthetic turf, infields, and a ninja-style challenge course. The park board will have to pass a resolution in December to put a question on the March primary ballots. You're listening to the WRMN 10 o'clock news. When we come back, there's more local news as it is 75 degrees here in the Fox River Valley. We'll be right back.
When your car is making a strange noise, no matter what it is, you can't just pretend it's not happening.
That's an interesting sound.
It's like your mental health. If you're struggling and feeling overwhelmed, it's important to do something about it. It can be as simple as talking to someone in your community, or just taking a deep, calming breath when you need it. Nice. For mental health resources, check out loveyourmindtoday.org. At loveyourmindtoday.org, you'll find information that may help you get through a tough time. Things like tips for dealing with stress, how to navigate difficulties like financial worries, anger, substance use, and more. You can also find real stories of how people navigated their own mental health challenges. Because once you start to address the problem, you can go so much further. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
I know we're at an at-will state, but for making a comment, like, hey, your hair looks good. And then I got a call from HR saying, hey, you know what? You're under investigation. Do I have any recourse?
Were you fired?
No, not yet.
The problem, Eddie, is they can fire you for any reason they want. They literally can wake up in the morning and say, you know what? I'm a little bored this morning. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to fire Eddie for no reason. Yep, he can do that. Yeah, that's California. Yep, welcome.
Handle on the Law. If you're injured and need a lawyer, go to handleonthelaw.com.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
I'll trust water bottles and a flashlight to save the day, but I'll be proved wrong.
With a tornado approaching, I'll realize that I lack a wheelchair-accessible shelter.
When the floodwaters rise, I'll be up in the attic with 20 cans of beans. It's a recipe for disaster.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to WRMN's 10 o'clock news. I'm Dennis Green. Is it a bat? Is it a plane? No, it is October's supermoon. The moon will appear slightly larger and brighter tonight during what's known as a supermoon. October's supermoon is the first of 3 this year. It happens when a full moon is closer to Earth in its orbit. That makes the moon look up to 14% bigger and 30% brighter than the faintest moon of the year, according to NASA. The subtle difference happens a few times a year, sometimes coinciding with other astronomical events, such as a lunar eclipse. Derek Pitts, chief astronomer with the Franklin Institute in Philadelphia, said, "It's not really very unusual. Everyone in the world can see a supermoon without special equipment if clear skies permit. But the difference can be tough to discern, especially if people haven't observed the regular moon on the nights leading up." Pitts said, "If you go out and look at the moon when it's very high in the sky, there's nothing relative to it to give you an idea of how big it looks. In the latest viewing, the moon will pass within about 224,600 miles of Earth. The closest supermoon of the year is slated for November, followed by another in December. The spectacles continue in 2026 with 2 lunar eclipses, a total eclipse across much of North America, Asia, and Australia in March. Is it a good time to buy a car Well, here are the fall outlook for consumers with tariffs here, EV tax credits gone. There's a tipping point when it comes to a devastating repair estimate on your 12-year-old car. Pay out several thousand to keep that faithful friend running, or bite the bullet and buy a new one. That question is particularly fraught now with high interest rates, tariffs, and vanishing rebates. We can't decide one for you, but we can provide expert advice on head-spinning twists of the auto market. Tariff trauma? The Trump administration tariffs on steel and aluminum imports and auto manufactured outside of the United States have been in play for weeks. Consumer Guide automotive publisher Tom Appel quipped, "So far, the big surprise is that things are normal as they are." Chicago Auto Trade Association President Jennifer Moran said, "For now, manufacturers have primarily absorbed the cost of tariffs. However, they will not be able to sustain that for much longer." She added, "I do think eventually it will be on the dealers, the actual franchises, and eventually will trickle down to the consumer if this continues." Appel noted that in 2026, foreign companies, including Audi, Subaru, plan, quote, pretty significant price increases, which they attribute to tariffs. Likewise, GM won't be able to hold the line on prices, says Appel, on products such as Chevrolet's Trax and Trailblazer and Buick's Invista and Encore GX, all made in South Korea. He said manufacturers will have to respond eventually to the increased tariff pressure, and even though domestic makers have largely been shielded from a lot of these costs, they're still paying higher costs for imported aluminum. Everyone's going to be raising prices somewhat. So this is a good time to buy a car. Unfortunately, it's not a good time to buy an electric car, Appel said. Passage of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act ended years of $7,500 EV federal tax credits on October 1st. Dealers saw a huge uptick in EV sales last month because everyone was rushing to buy, Moran said, adding U.S. prices in the third quarter should near the 410,000 units. Now I think we're going to see the market cool off for the first time, she added. But the pullback of the government support won't derail EVs. Analysts predict that the CATA-sponsored Chicago Drives Electric event Thursday. The CDK Global's David Thomas said, citing owner loyalty is one reason that electric is here to stay. Research by CDK, an auto software supplier, shows 82% of EV owners plan to buy another, he explained. Meanwhile, the state of Illinois will offer EV rebates of $4,000 for low-income residents and $2,000 for others. Applications open on October 28th. For information, visit epa.illinois.gov. Also, Ford and General Motors announced last week they intend to extend the $7,500 incentives on leased EVs, Moran said. And ComEd is continuing a rebate program giving homeowners up to $3,750 on the cost of a Level 2 fast charging equipment and installation. To learn more, visit comed.com/EV charging. And moving over to interest rates, summer sales weren't poor, but they weren't great, said Greg Webb, a partner at Packley Webb Ford in Downers Grove. He added, interest rates are still a huge factor. Although there's a lot of interest incentives out there, I don't know that it's moved the needle as much as some manufacturers hoped it would. After the era of 0% interest for 60 months, quote, when it's prime, it's as high as it is, and you hear someone's going to give you a 4.9%, I don't think that's necessarily excites anyone, Webb said. Nor did the Federal Reserve's recent quarter-point interest rate cut, he noted. More rate cuts are expected in 2025 that could stimulate buyers, but bottom line, Webb said, nobody knows what's going to happen. He doesn't anticipate, quote, he does anticipate that there's some pent-up demand again. I think 2026 is going to be a good year. Find out more information over at thedailyherald.com. We also pulled from Shaw Local and the Chicago Sun-Times. Make sure you get out there and enjoy some of that sun before the cloud coverage comes in for our storms tonight. As we march to 81 degrees of our high, it's currently 75 degrees here in the Fox River Valley. Tomorrow, it's going to be partly cloudy with a high of 66 and a low of 43. Wednesday, those clouds continue with a high of 64 and a low of 39. And Thursday, we've got a predicted sun return here on a high of 65. Thanks for listening to the WRMN 10 o'clock news. I'm Dennis Green. Stick around for more fun here on WRMN with WRMN's fantastic show, Out to Lunch with the marvelous Matt McNeil. Stick around, more things happening from the talk of the town and the voice of the valley, WRMN.